Fun fact, in Canada, it's a common form of punishment to force people to draw maple leaf. I'm kidding, of course, but it would be effective. Though it's not rocket appliances, it's definitely harder than a number 2 after cutting fiber out of your diet. For this reason, I've decided to forego any and all maple leaves for my Canada Day set and instead focus on representing some Canadian icons. The Trailer Park Boys, of course. Hello everyone, how the heck's it going? Happy Canada Day, and although it's usually overshadowed by the likes of our American neighbors' 4th of July celebrations, I still think us up north deserve some hype. The Trailer Park Boys is a great display of so many of the things that make being Canadian so amazing. Legalized marijuana, nonchalant representation of gay relationships, and all-you-can-eat maple syrup. I've been wanting to do a Canada Day set for a long time now, so I thought I'd get 2 birds stoned at once and make it my Canada Day set. Without further ado, let's paint some stoners on my nails.
I had to do these on a set of press-ons today because I didn't think these were exactly appropriate attire for the funeral I needed to attend shortly before Canada Day. I knew I needed these boys to be on my fingers in time for Canada Day, so press-ons will have to do. These are the Apres Sculpted Square Medium Gel X tips, and if you're wondering why I usually only use Apres in my videos, check out the video in the top right corner. In that video, I compared 8 of the top soft gel tip brands, and Apres tips were definitely among the top scoring. I'm also using my favorite iGel Beauty Gel Polishes and Young Nails Gel Paints. As usual, everything I use will be listed in the description below. We'll start off with the heads of our 3 stars, Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles. I'm going in with faceless portraits this time around since I felt that their head profiles were recognizable enough on their own, plus I started on these way too late at night. For Julian's hair and facial hair, I'm going with a stark black paint because often in the show it looks like he opted to use tar in place of hair dye. So I got to play hairdresser a little bit and give him a beautiful mullet-esque hair and an even lovelier, blacker than space goatee. And of course, I could not forget that oh-so-sexy silver hoop earring. And to make it stand out a little bit more, I decided to make the whole nail matte and just add some shine to the earring. Now we'll transition on over to Ricky, who needs no introduction. He is a fan favorite for good reason, and one of those reasons is probably his incredible hair and sideburns. His hair is always impeccably styled, unlike any other part of his appearance. The only one of the profiles that I wasn't 100% happy with was this bubbled nail. I redid it a time or 2, but it never looked as good as the other ones, so I just said, heck it, that's the way it's going to be today. This is how it's going to look, okay? I just feel like it ended up kind of looking like an old woman rather than Bubbles, but among the other nails you can tell who it is, but still, it will haunt me. Here I'm painting on those gigantic Coke bottle style glasses that he always wears, and to say I was flabbergasted when I saw the actor without these glasses is an understatement. It felt so wrong to see him just as like a normal guy rather than this character. I also made the insides of the glasses shiny to kind of make them stand out a little bit more, but I was really just trying to add details in hopes that I would end up liking it, but I never did. Now I'm going to be doing a nail inspired by Ricky's houndstooth shirt. So I'm using my stamping plate from Clear Jelly Stamper called Got Plaid. And as you can see, I got this picked up first try. AKA, I gave up and decided to fill in any blank spots with the back of my silicone tool, then plopped it right down onto the nail. The reason I think I was having such a hard time with this one is that the Clear Jelly Stamper plates have a slight bevel on the edge. They're not perfectly straight, and it's for some reason gave me a lot of difficulties when trying to pick up this image since it was on the very top corner. I kind of moved the stamper weird when I was applying this second patch, so I just went in after and fixed it up with a little bit of white paint. Now to create Ricky's chain with some caviar beads and some rhinestone glue, I just put that in a U shape along the top to mimic a necklace and put the beads right into there. I gotta say that this is my favorite nail of all. I think that Ricky's personality and style is so bold that he definitely deserved a whole hand of his own. In the same vein of that last nail, Bubbles is more often than not seen in a plaid shirt, so that's what we're going to do here using the same stamping plate as before as well. I just picked a few colors that I thought would match the rest of the color scheme of the nail, and so I layered them as closely as I could to one of his shirts that I found online. Although this plate definitely makes doing plaid a lot easier, there definitely is a lot of tricks and a big learning curve when using it. So if anyone is interested in seeing a bit more in depth about this plate, because it is one of my absolute favorite plates, I'd be happy to do a video on it if anyone is curious. Again, I accidentally got a little bit of some other paint on the other colors, so I just, we masked that up. I went ahead and made that matte, and then I wanted to add a little bit more of Bubbles' personality and interest to the nail, so I decided to paint a little kitty and finish it off with a nice long tail, some little paws peeking up, and a couple paw prints. This nail is also inspired by one of Ricky's outfit staples. So we'll be doing some hot rod style inspired flames here. And because clearly it would be a giant pain in the crack if I needed to paint light colors like a yellow over black, I went in with a white base first to keep my colors looking nice and bright. I also wanted to keep in theme with the other nails of making them matte with kind of one shiny element, so I made all of the black part matte and then added some glossy top coat just to the flames. On the pinky, I wanted to mimic this sun on the Sunnyvale Trailer Park sign. I took a few other details as well, such as the aged kind of wooden look on the sun, as well as the border that goes around the whole sign. I always think the more little details you can add, the better things will look and the more they will come to life. So I took some more stamping polish and put it on a little sponge and just dabbed it around the edges to make that kind of splattered, dry brush look. Then took my Apres Artiste brush in oval, and it barely had any polish on it at all. And I just kind of smeared it on there just so the very remnants of some polish stains were on there to give it that weathered look. No pun intended. Get it? Because it's a sun. I would be remiss if I did not do at least one nail that was weed themed. So I used this stamping plate from Nicole Diary and found a leaf that looked suspiciously marijuana-like and just settled for that. Since this is not a layered stamp, I needed to fill into the color on my own by doing some reverse stamping. So I like to use a silicone tool to do this because I feel like it is the least invasive on the stamp. It doesn't kind of peel anything up, and if I get anything outside of the lines, I just take the skinniest end of a dotting tool I have and kind of scrape it off. Very gently, of course. I decided I wanted to add some gold leaf foil to kind of tie it into the chain, so I just sealed all the stamping in with a glossy top coat just to protect it while I added some gold. But you want to make sure you go in with glossy, even if you want your stamped nail to be matte, because 9 times out of 10, the matte top coat will smear any nail art that is not gel. Now, if you watch the show, you know that the boys are often in jail. So there have been a lot of scenes filmed in a prison yard, so that's what this thumbnail is inspired by. This plate is actually supposed to look like fishnet stockings and barbed wire, so I just kind of combined them to make it look like it was a prison yard fence, then finished it off by adding some clouds in the sky. That'll bring us to our final nail based off of Ricky's tearaway pants. I don't care what anyone says, tearaway pants are super cool. And you cannot tell me that if given the chance, you wouldn't give them a go. So here is the finished set. I hope you like them as much as I do. If you did, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe if you want to hang out with me again.